Well, I knew this day would come where I'd have to battle some simpage, some simp thoughts on Truth Dog channel. It's interesting, Truth Dog, why do you call yourself a dog, which is an animal? And organic portals are animal humans, only the animal body. So I knew one day I would run into having to explain things to him. In this case, veganism, and let's just go through this entire thing. You can read it because a whippersnipper has now started up in the background, conveniently. But I continuously see Truth Dog try to appease an audience, and that audience must therefore be NPCs. And you can tell by the way that things go on that channel. But why are you calling yourself a dog? That seems also masochistic. It seems to me that Truth Dog hasn't differentiated between the compromised mind and the higher mind. Not to say he can't access the higher mind, I said he hasn't consciously differentiated between them enough. Why would you call yourself a dog for? I don't call myself Benjamin Cat Man, even though I have a cat. Because I've found my higher spirit names, right? Like one is Shaman Camino Caminando Crystal. That's one of my high spirited names. So he's still looking down into matter and looking down. I mean, it's very obvious from his videos if you're anyone who can see, but anyway. Sorry, Truth Dog, you want to get into argument? Let's argue. It's very simple, because all I do is stick with truth. That's all I have to do. That's why this is so effortless for me. And like you said, you find it hard to make videos, so many videos every day. I remember you saying that like 2 years ago on one of your first videos. Well, I don't have a problem making videos. It's very effortless because all I do is stick with the truth. That's it. And that makes it simple and effortless because it just gets given to me. It's just there. I don't have to create anything. I don't have to make anything up. And so it's effortless. That's why I make 10 videos a day, because it's so effortless. Anyway, just to the point, Truth Dog. What? You're the one that calls yourself a dog, not me. I'm just simply calling you what you call yourself, Truth Dog. It's weird that you can call yourself that and not feel it. Now, he's a spirited human for sure. I'm not saying he's an organic portal spiritless human or anything like that, but what I am saying is that you operate on a simp level, a very simp level. Lots of simping and lots of appeasing the crowd on your channel and in your work. It's lower thus. Anyway, it was going on about veganism. I mean, I've been over this and over this and over this. I am a food plant teacher, right? I empower you eating food plants. But here is just a little summarization. This is not an essay. More can be found on consciousazine.net because I keep having to go over this because they keep having the same view. And one who just, does not change and update the view is operating downwardly, not upwardly. And when I say them, I mean just everybody pushing veganism. It's not for everyone, forever, all the time. It's a reset and base of fooding. I love this. I'm really glad I made this up. It shouldn't be that steak base with the sprig of parsley. It should be the opposite way around. That would be maximum health. A base of parsley, like the whole plate full of parsley with a sprig of meat. That's the way it should be done. Well, I mean, that's optimum. There's so many examples of top-notch vegans in the world not being able to do it when they were doing it the best ever. David Wolfe, Dr. Kazar. And remember, Dr. Kazar is a millionaire. Have you seen what he was putting into his superfood smoothies? the best foods on earth. And he still couldn't do it because it's not meant to be done like that. You're in a meat sack. You're not in a plant sack. Fucking weirdos. See how you guys can't even think? Truth dog, think for yourself. Think about what I just said. You are in a meat sack. You're not in a plant sack. The avatar human body is not a plant. It's a meat sack. Think about it. What might assimilate better? And I'm not pushing meat. Look what I just said. Reread what I just wrote. The bed of parsley, the sprig of meat. See, I'm hitting many people's cognitive dissonances. That's why I have to repeat myself. So there's several things in meat. Yeah, this is another good sentence. There's several things in meat that our meat sack avatar, hint, hint, which is a devilish extension, hint, hint, gain sustenance from. That's not in plants. Saying only eat plants is exactly the same as only eat meat. If you say one extreme, it's exactly the same as saying the opposite extreme. You cannot fight that logic. It's called truth, absolute truth. It doesn't matter about your subjective opinion. Saying one extreme is exactly the same as saying the opposite extreme. That's what that sentence says. Now, this is the part where, I'm a visionary. All biological life is being replaced by mechanical extension. I've told you guys before, as this place becomes more of itself, the third dimension is mechanical, it's going to become more mechanical robotic. I said that before, I'll say it again. It's just something I've noticed, that this seventh, and it's not the sixth, this seventh mass extinction of animal or biological life is the final one. Because our planet, so to speak, senses the star, is not going to live forever. And it has to make a plan for that. Oh, this star is going to explode. I'm rotating around, allegedly, I'm rotating around this star. So I have to, get my extensions, us, right, the animals that live on it, we are the children of Earth. It has to get us into a different form. Right? I don't think the slime mold ever envisioned being a human, but it once was the dominating feature of the planet, the slime mold, which created the atmosphere. We've created robots. We think we're the height of it now, but maybe not. Maybe. So, yeah, anyway, all biological life's being replaced mechanical extension. So, by mechanical extension, or robots, essentially. Then come crystal beings, by the way, as I've said. But that's very far out. You'll have AI embedded in crystals. Anyway, so vegan for the animals is a foggy vision. It's foggy vision. Sure, it's meaning very well. Sure, it means well. I didn't say it didn't mean well, but you can mean as well as you want, right? Because your plan is smaller than the larger plan or the higher plan of Earth. That's my point. You're only one child of Earth. Stop thinking you can wield the universe, I love animals. I've even got a cat that I treat like a son. Anyway, you guys can see that in my videos. So of course he had to stick with his narrative, and notice I don't have a narrative. None of this is just my opinion, except for the sprig of parsley. That's my adage. That's why I said that's my adage, my opinion. It shouldn't be the steak base. It should be the parsley base. But the rest of this is called just pure logic or objective truth. It's not just my opinion. So stop sticking with a narrative truth dog. Become free, bro. The only stuff you can get from meat that you can't from actual food. Oh God, you need to go to university. They're probably the things making you type all that nonsense. I teach about parasites. I know much more about parasites than you. Clearly you haven't circumnavigated consciouszine.net, because you wouldn't have the audacity to be able to say that to me. I know way more about parasites than you. I make more videos about parasites than you. I've put out much more information into this world about parasites than you. I do health consultations privately to people about parasites. I can go on for at least 10 times longer than you on parasites. If you went on an hour, I can go on a day, easy. 10 times, easy longer. I know much more about parasites than you. And the parasitic mind that is making you type that to me, which you seem to have no clue about. Anyway, and just a few points here. The protein's different. Things absorb different. Hint on the first sentence of protein is different. Plant proteins are not the same as mushroom proteins, which are not the same as animal proteins. We have 3 different types of life on Earth. We have animal, fungi, and plant. And they're all very different, just like women and men are different. Molecule, and I mean beyond Venus and Mars bullshit. I'm talking about secondary feminine matrix here, and Father Spirit, Mother Nature, in case you didn't catch on. Molecules assimilate differently. Adrenochrome is different. I'm just being a smartass there, using the word different again. But it is, obviously. Adrenochrome is not in plants, and it's a different chromium. And adrenaline is what makes you stand up. Maybe that's why vegans, always, all the time, vegans, forever vegans are so weak. Maybe the Matrix wants you weak. Gaunt veganism look is the norm because it's a depletion cleansing diet. It's a reset. It cleans you out. There's stripping and building. Yes, you can build with plants, but predominantly as a constant fooding or diet. If you're just eating plants, there's more cleansing minerals in them, like saponins, soaponins, right? Saponins are like literally plant soap, which cleans you out, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. Keep on track here of what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if something's cleaning you, it also depletes things. Now, you can build with plants, but if you look at the constituents of what's in plants, you'll find that a lot of that is cleansing, right? It's cleansing stuff. Bitters clean you, right? So you need a balance. It's very obvious that meat physically builds your structure, right? It's very obvious. Vegan don't live longer, that's a myth. The longest lived people in the world, all those centurions, are like fish-eating people. Fish is very good for you. Visible weakness is visible weakness. It's visible. Far out. You'd have to be, hence, ignorant not to see it, right? Molecules are different just because cognitive dissonance. And there's more to say about metabolism, other arenas I can see you haven't thought of, because you're merely trying to please an audience, truth dog, of NPCs, non-player characters on your channel. See, I don't care what people say, all the NPCs on my channel. I'm not trying to please them. I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm simply sticking to the truth. That's all I do. Good luck with the pleasing of NPCs. You know where that's going to get you? Continually facing down. I prefer the whole... You're talking about, in this video, releasing sandbags. Right, ascension is like a hot air balloon, and you have to release sandbags. You will go through the vegan reset, but forever, always, I'll talk to you in 20 years. I'll bet my bottom dollar that you've eaten meat in the next 20 years. So don't bullshit then. And good luck with that, because you're just bullshitting, and I prefer the whole truth. It's more wholesome. Get it? I include everything because that's our diet. We don't just eat plants. We eat meat. We eat plants. We eat potatoes. We eat, we eat all different we eat all. It's just as stupid as saying that. Remember Mike the vegan? He was trying to say that most cultures in the past were starchivores. That's complete shit. And the cultures that were starchivores, a lot of them couldn't access meat. So they had to be starchivores and eat a lot of potatoes. So I prefer the whole truth because it's more wholesome and inclusive, yeah? When you actually look into it, over a decade like I have, you'll find past the simp view you're putting out. Truth, dog.